Good afternoon, hello, it's Daniel. This is the TriathlonDan YouTube channel. Today is another day of triathlon training. Just cycling tonight. I skipped my lunchtime run. I didn't skip it. I moved it to tomorrow. Just too busy work-wise, but I will get it in tomorrow, determined. What are you doing here?
I'm wondering the same thing. This is a bit alien to me.
Going out in the evening club, right? You paid your membership?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, okay. £15 for the year, bargain. Liz, why are you dressed like it's winter?
It's not very warm tonight.
I'm just in shorts and jersey.
It feels like 10.
And I'm stubborn enough that I'll never admit that I'm cold tonight, Liz. It's been red hot all night, I'll say. It's a bit fresh. Anyway, right, tonight's plan is I'm going to try and ride hard. I'm going to set off with the first group, see how long I last with them, and just, I don't know, just try and ride like I enjoy it, you know, surge on up the hills, etc. is the plan. What's your plan?
Well, I've had my dinner, so I'm feeling a bit full. So just get round.
Make sure you chuck it up on the first hill then.
Yeah.
Okay. You're going out doing a slightly different route, aren't you?
Yeah, my route.
Yeah.
Alone we're probably about 22, 23 miles in total.
Okay, let's go. Let's unpack the club ride then. Unfortunately, it did not start in the best way. We were only 3 or 4 miles in and one of my club mates hit a pothole, came off his bike and crashed and broke his collarbone. So I thoughts with him. Hopefully he has a speedy recovery. His bike is actually okay when we looked at it at a glance. Obviously it wasn't the main priority at the time. We all sort of just made sure he was all right, rang him an ambulance, etc. And you know, the bike ride wasn't our main priority at that point, is it? If you've been in that situation before, you know, you just want to make sure your mate's all right. So once that was done and dusted, we were like, right, how much time have we got left? Where are we going to go? We essentially just did a shorter version of the club route. So I'm going to talk through what that ride looked like, look at some power numbers, and basically just do this as if it's like a race debrief, apparently. Now, I can't get stats on screen at the minute. Really long and boring story. I have another camera that I'm going to be using different software with that I should be able to, but you're probably not interested in any of that. So the actual ride itself, I'd done like a 15-20 minute warm up, and then we started this ride here. This clip is from towards the end of the ride, so there's only 5 or 6 of us there, and that is the front group. I somehow made the selection. Do you make the selection on a club ride? I don't really know. The route itself was undulating. It wasn't that hilly. We gained a fair bit of elevation, a couple of thousand feet over the ride, but there was no like long or steep climb, so it just meant that for somebody like me who isn't a climber, it gives you the opportunity to get around the ride because you're only surging on for a minute or two at a time, and watts per kilo doesn't matter as much when the gradient isn't as steep. So I was really enjoying that. So let's have a look through Strava at some segments and some power and all that other stuff, so this actually means something. So you can see that my workout, I just lapped it. So, you know, right to the start, lap for the hard bit in the middle, then lap for the easy bit at the end. View power curve. So this is just like peak power from the ride. So what was your peak? How many seconds? Peak to 10 seconds. It's really hard to navigate this. 10 seconds, 570 watts. Peak minute, just over 500. Peak 5, 335. Pretty happy with that. There wasn't really like these longer efforts. There wasn't really a long enough section where we were working hard to get a true measure, but that 5 minutes was probably close to what I can do at the minute, I think, or in the context of this ride anyway. A bit further down we can see how the power correlates with gradient. It's just up and down, so the power is also up and down. Zone distribution, so using the 7-zone model, skewed by the warm down, of course, and my threshold on Strava is higher than my threshold on Training Peaks, and I think my threshold on Strava is too high. So therefore, if anything, this zone distribution thing should be a little bit more to the right, but it doesn't really matter. So basically, it's just good to see that I'm sprinkling in some of that top of the pyramid stuff, some of that high intensity work that I haven't done in ages, and it's a strong sprint performance according to the Strava AI. Same story with the heart rate, up and down. I was noticing the same sort of things that I have been in just in normal training rides, in that when my heart rate gets high, it takes longer than normal to come down, and as soon as I'm over like 350, it does spike up quite significantly, and of course the speed's higher as well. Cadence I don't really care about, and elevation is there. Let's have a look at some of the segments, because I think that tells some of the story. That block in the middle of when we were riding harder was the 53 minutes, and I normalized 310 watts or 312 watts, and it felt flat out, to be honest, so I'm happy with that, but you know, not lifetime best at all. We can see here some of the short segments. I'm doing 370, 400 up there just to hang on to the group. I did take a couple of turns on the front on the flat, but I was just saving myself for the hills more than anything. So you can see there, boom baby, 3.5 minutes at 330 watts. That was probably pretty hard. 6.5 minutes at 3:20. I'm pretty happy with that. Now this footage we're watching now is right at the end. It's the last steep climb, and I just searched around James Saxby, just breaking 500 odd watts there. This climb's only 2 minutes or so in total, and this segment is Alfreton Hill here. It's half a mile, 2 minutes 15, and I average 414 watts. But for the steep bit, I average 475 for 113, and that's what I'm doing here basically. I am flat out, full gas, giving everything I've got just to try and hang on to these guys. This is the last hill at the end of the ride, so if I've got up here, then I've made it. Unfortunately, James Saxby is just coming back around me, and it is absolutely crippling me mentally, but I will be fine. That's Paul in front of me. He's a really good climber, but he's done a lot of work throughout the ride. Damn it. Saxby's just clawing back. I was shouting him something offensive probably, but you know, it is what it is. So I was actually really happy with that, and I felt really like I'd had a great workout at the end. It's been a while since I pushed the pedals hard, and Saxby says, yeah, we know. And yeah, that was the club ride. You're walking in my kitchen with cleats on?
I'm allowed, I'm a cleaner.
I've mopped this floor. That's what I normally get. Is there a little mark on this screen? Let's have a look. There we go.
I've got a runny nose.
For a change, Liz. We've both had a bit of a... Oh, here we go. Update Training Peaks. What do you do?
Don't
let people see...
My private calendar.
Why? What have you got on there?
What day is it?
Do we book in sexy time on the calendar nowadays? Is that what you do?
No. What day is it? Wednesday?
Yeah. B for bike. There's nothing on there. My mum's birthday, outlaw, walk with Bex, afternoon tea. That's literally it. Liz.
Private.
Yeah. How was your ride?
It was nice to see people, familiar faces, but road just is no fun.
No, you had a couple of close passes, haven't you?
A couple of close passes, yeah, so it just reiterates why I always ride gravel now.
It just saps the fun out of it, doesn't it? And what I did like to see, and obviously it did make you ride a bit slower tonight, but I love to see it, and I rode the last couple of miles with him. The lad's come out, it must be one of the first times in riding a bike. Jeans, gilet, trainers,
No,
like it was.
Tracky bottoms.
Oh, did it?
Not
Okay,
jeans.
right, chinos, whatever. Fair play, and he's done 20 odd mile hilly in Derbyshire, and it was definitely done by the end. But yeah, fair play to him. It's good to see people on their first ride or first club ride. We've all been there. You've all been that person on the ride that is the slowest or hasn't got the kit or whatever. You just got to keep showing up. So thanks for taking him round tonight, Liz, and hopefully he keeps coming back. How's my ride? I've probably done the narration over the top of that footage of James Saxby's backside, but that was good. And then when I got to the finish, I looked on your live track and saw that you were a few miles away. So I turned back, went back across the industrial estate, and then somehow still just missed you and ran right back with that lad. And here we are. So I'm not actually with you at all other than the commute now. So yeah, we'll see if our mates are alright, aren't we, if he's putting an update in the group or anything. Okay, thanks for watching. Hit like, subscribe. See you tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
Okay, spray that. Bye.
Bye.